Hey there and welcome back to Mass Effect. My name is Pete and today we complete quite a few things here on the Citadel. Last time we had a meeting with the Citadel Council and we also picked up a little side quest to scan all the keepers that we can find. And one of them is right here in front of us, so let's begin the episode with that. I have decided not to go to the wards just yet because there are quite a few points of interest closely nearby. And the very first one of those is Barla, agent for the mysterious Shadow Broker, and hopefully someone who can help us in our quest to take down Saren. So let's talk to him first.
What's this? One of the Earth Clan. Ah, a very famous one, yes? You are the one called Shepard. The tale of how you survived the great tragedy on Akuz is truly remarkable. I am amazed each time I hear it.
So, Barla seems to know quite a bit about us, which sadly isn't the case the other way around.
You've got me at a disadvantage here.
Forgive me, Earth Clan. My name is Barla. My job makes it necessary for me to keep informed. I am a financial advisor to many important clients here on the Citadel. When someone as important as yourself arrives on the station, I take notice.
Well, as important as we might be, right now we need your help.
I've heard you work for the Shadow Broker. Do you have any information about Saren?
You're very blunt, Shepard. But you're right. I am an agent for the Shadow Broker. And I do know something about Saren.
And I assume that info is not going to come free.
I hear your information can be expensive.
Normally, this information would cost a small fortune. But these are exceptional circumstances. So I am going to give it to you for free.
What's the catch?
There is no catch. The Shadow Broker is quite upset with Saren right now. They used to do a lot of business, until Saren turned on him.
Yeah, that seems to be one of Saren's specialties.
Saren's turned on a lot of people lately.
I don't know the details, but the Shadow Broker hired a freelancer to deal with it. A Krogan mercenary.
Well, that's not exactly the most detailed information you gave us there.
That's not much to go on.
I just told you that the most famous Spectre in the galaxy betrayed the Shadow Broker. Quite a bargain, considering the price. Speak with the Krogan if you want to learn more. I heard he was paying a visit to Citadel security. If you hurry, you might catch him before he leaves the academy.
So what exactly is a Krogan mercenary who's probably hired to take down Saren doing at Citadel security?
Isn't it strange that a Krogan would want to speak with C-Sec?
Very. However, I doubt the visit was entirely his choice. You'll need to speak with him if you want to know more.
Alright, interrogation time. First off, the Shadow Broker.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
Most people think I deal in finances, but my real currency is knowledge. I trade information, and it has made me very wealthy. But the Shadow Broker is the true master. Every day he buys and sells secrets that could topple governments, always giving them to the highest bidder. Yet somehow he never seems to upset the natural balance of power. All those secrets being passed around seem to even out. Nobody ends up with an advantage in the end.
So yeah, who is he? Or she? Or them?
Any guess what his identity might be?
I don't know. Nobody does. The Shadow Broker could be any race, any gender. I have a theory that it's actually an entire group working under one identity. How else could they juggle so many contacts at the same time? How else could they keep all that information from getting crossed? But they've got the perfect setup. Every government is forced to play their game so they don't get behind. But no matter how long you play, no matter how many secrets you buy, you can never win.
So let me get this right. You are an agent for the Shadow Broker, but you don't exactly know who you're working for.
I thought you'd know more about the man you work for.
From time to time I come across information I sell to the Shadow Broker. That's my only involvement. I like it that way. The more you know, the more dangerous the game becomes. I don't like danger, Commander. I'll leave that to you.
Well, fair point, fair point. And since we're already talking about you, let's continue that.
Tell me more about your job.
Galactic finance is incredibly complex. A mix of laws and regulations from dozens of interstellar economies. I'm an expert in how all these economies interact. For a fee, I share my expertise. I also offer premium services for those clients who need someone to conduct business without drawing unwanted attention. Discreet and efficient. That's my motto.
Well, to be honest, and I said that in the last video as well, that does sound kind of illegal.
Sounds pretty shady.
Everything I do falls completely within the bounds of interstellar commerce law. Even so, many of my clients would prefer their transactions remain undisclosed. For example, suppose a Hanar ambassador was petitioning the Council to reduce tariffs on Hanar goods. How would it look if he had money invested in a Hanar exporting company? Even if his true motives were to help his people, he would be accused of advancing the petition for his own personal gain. I can keep his personal finances private.
Well, I'm not convinced yet.
Still sounds shady to me.
Then we can only hope you will never be cursed with a large enough fortune to require my services.
Well, at least right now it certainly doesn't look that way. Now, as someone who deals with information, you probably have a story or two to tell about the Citadel.
What's it like living here on the Citadel?
The station is without a doubt the greatest wonder in the galaxy. It is a technological marvel, but its true splendor goes much deeper than the hull and engines. From the Presidium to the wards, the entire station is a testament to the success of the Council. All the species of Citadel spaced together in a single strong community.
And why exactly is the Presidium such a testament of success?
What makes the Presidium so special?
It is the political center of Citadel space. 80% of all intelligent species in the known galaxy acknowledge the Council's authority on interstellar matters. But only the most powerful and influential species have embassies here on the Presidium. This level of the station is reserved for the elite, Shepard. People like us.
People like us. I like that. What about the wards, though?
What are the wards like?
The cultural heart of the galaxy. They pulse with the lifeblood of millions of citizens from dozens of different species. You never know what you'll find down in the wards, Commander. It's always full of surprises. Fortunately, most of them are pleasant.
Well, that's good to hear, because we'll have to go there sooner or later.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
So that was Barla Vaughn. Now, we won't go to Citadel security straight away, because there are quite a few things we can do before that. Most importantly, we should talk to Harkin in the wards in Coruscant, and we should also talk to this guy.
Ah, human. This one is greatly pleased to see you here in my decadent Emporium.
And here's one thing I like. Even though this is the first conversation with this guy, the game immediately gives us the option here to just go nope and get out of here. But we want to buy some stuff here, so let's not do that.
Who are you?
This one's face name is Delaninder, though many in this place simply refer to it as Delan. Please take time to examine the fine goods it has for purchase, all of great worth.
Alright, what kind of goods do you have?
What exactly do you sell?
Only the finest and most luxurious items that credits can buy. This one is able to procure almost any item the human would desire, for a price, naturally.
And what is with the whole this one thing?
Why do you refer to yourself as this one and it?
For the same reason that humans are so inquisitive. It is part of our culture. Specifically, Hanar only refer to themselves in the first person with family or intimates. And we rarely do so with other species. It is just our way.
Alright, that's certainly interesting. Let's see what you got then.
I'd like to see these rare and wonderful items.
Oh, this one is pleased to do so, human. You will not be disappointed.
And we want to view the standard items since we can't afford anything else. Alright, there's only one thing I want to purchase, and that would be the Citadel Foundation license for 100 credits. Good. Now before we leave, we can explore the back of the shop, which up the stairs and to the left contains another keeper. That should be number 6 of 21 now, and now we can go back down and leave the Emporium. And strategically, the next best thing to do is to grab 2 more Codex entries, which we can do with Avina number 3 right here.
Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 3. Here in the financial district, a number of businesses offer various goods and services to their exclusive clientele. The statue you see before you was commissioned to honor the Krogan soldiers who gave their lives to protect Citadel space during the Ragnai Wars. In the aftermath of the Krogan rebellions, several embassies petitioned to have the statue removed. However, this motion was eventually quashed by the Council.
Alright, to keep the chronological order, we should start with the Ragnai Wars.
What were the Ragnai Wars?
Nearly 2,200 years ago, explorers seeking to expand Citadel space opened up mass relays leading to systems controlled by the Ragnai. A highly intelligent and aggressive insect race, the Ragnai unleashed a war of conquest against the rest of the galaxy that lasted for nearly 3 centuries. The emergence of the Krogan finally turned the tide in favor of the Citadel species. Krogan forces provided the numbers necessary to halt the Ragnai advance and drive them back. The Krogan then pursued their retreating fleets. Able to survive the harsh environments of the Ragnai homeworlds, the Krogan hunted their enemy to extinction.
Well, that might have been a little over the top.
Was it really necessary to wipe them out?
I am sorry, but a value judgment of that nature goes beyond my programming.
Yeah, I really don't know what else I expected. Well, up next, Krogan rebellions.
Tell me more about the Krogan rebellions.
In recognition of their efforts during the Ragnai Wars, the Krogan were granted several new colony worlds by the Council. Over the next 400 years, the Krogan species began to expand. Blessed with an extremely high birth rate, their numbers began to swell. Faced with a critical overpopulation crisis, the Krogan started a violent colonization of nearby worlds inhabited by other Council species. The Krogan rebellions had begun. For a full century, the Council and its member species fought to bring the Krogan under control. With the aid of the newly discovered Turian Empire, they were ultimately successful.
So what stops the Turians now from starting a rebellion?
You needed the Krogan to stop the Ragnai. Then you needed the Turians to stop the Krogan. So who's gonna stop the Turians?
I am sorry, but that question is beyond my programming parameters. The Turians are members of the Citadel Council. They are not a threat to galactic peace.
And if the Krogans were such a threat to galactic stability, why keep a memorial around?
Why did the Council fight so hard to keep the statue?
The Krogan were instrumental in saving the galaxy from the Ragnai threat. The Council believed this historical fact should not be forgotten. The Council also hoped that preserving the memorial would improve diplomatic relations with the Krogan and bring about a peaceful resolution to the rebellions. Unfortunately, the Krogan refused to negotiate and only surrendered after their population and homeworlds had been ravaged by the Turians.
Yeah, let's go with that.
Sounds like they got what they deserved.
I am sorry, but a value judgment of that nature goes beyond my programming.
Yep, not the first time we hear that.
That's all for now.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
Thank you, that's 2 more Codex entries. And now we can turn around and go back up to scan another keeper. That's number 7, that means we have 1/3 now. And the next and final thing we'll do in this episode is we'll pay a visit to the Asari Consort, who has been mentioned by various people from the very moment we arrived on the Citadel, so I think it's time we check out what all the fuss is about. Before we enter, however, we can scan Keeper number 8 and then go inside and downstairs and talk to Nelina.
Welcome, I am Nelina. I don't recognize you as one of our expected clients today. Would you like me to see when the consort will be able to meet with you?
So I guess no open door policy then?
Can't I just go in?
I'm afraid not. Yeah, you must understand there are many who seek the consort services. But if you wish to leave your name, she'll make every effort to meet with you.
Well, before I do that, I'd like to know more about what I'm getting into.
What is the consort? What does she do?
It's difficult to explain. She's many things to many people, and something different for each. Some seek her for advice, some for entertainment, others still for pleasure. Most of the time, our clients won't realize what they were seeking until after she has provided it for them.
Oh, that does almost sound like a spiritual experience.
You make her sound like some kind of oracle.
No, not in the usual sense. She's merely a woman with remarkable compassion and a generous spirit. I suggest you make an appointment and see for yourself.
Relax, relax, we're getting there. Since we can't go in straight away, let's just bother her a bit more.
What do you do here, Nolina?
I'm one of the consort's acolytes. Many of the people here today will not see the consort, but they expect to be attended to just the same. It's our job to ensure that they leave contented.
Contented, you say? Uh-huh.
What exactly do you attend to?
Well, each acolyte has her unique abilities. Some soothe with song, others with conversation. As much as possible, we seek to match the needs of our clients to the skills of our acolytes. My specialty is touch. My fingertips can find every tension point in your body and relieve it.
That does in fact sound interesting, yes.
I'd like to try out your services.
Excellent. I'll add you to our client list. We should be able to see you in 3 or 4 months.
I'm almost tempted to use the forget it option, but let's stay somewhat civilized here.
Nobody's worth that much of a wait.
Well, that's not for me to judge. I have your name and you'll be contacted. Is there anything else?
Well, I guess I'll see you in 3 or 4 months.
I think I'm done here.
Oh, well, I hope you'll return again in the future. We always enjoy seeing new clients.
Nolina,
Yes, Shaira?
send the commander up to see me. I wish to speak with him.
Yes, of course, mistress. Huh. It appears the consort has taken notice of you. She'd like to meet with you now.
Well, that was quick.
What does she want to see me for?
I don't know. You'll have to ask her yourself. Just head upstairs. She'll be waiting for you.
I see even the humans find the consort irresistible.
I hope I do as well.
This is my first time. I can't believe I didn't come sooner. I'd spend all day here if I could.
Welcome. It is a pleasure to see you.
Likewise.
You're with the Alliance? My brother's a private back on Earth.
Well, good for him. Alright, enough with the chit-chat. Let's go upstairs and finally meet this mysterious Asari Consort.
That is close enough, Commander. I've heard a great many things about you since your arrival here in our Citadel.
So, mademoiselle, you wanted to talk?
You wanted to speak with me?
I have a certain problem that could use your expertise.
I'm listening.
Maybe I can help.
I have a friend, Septimus, a retired Turian general. I won't discuss the details, but he wanted me to be more than I could be. We had a falling out. Now he spends his days in Korra's den, drinking and spreading lies about me. If you would speak to him as a fellow soldier, I believe he will listen to you and let the matter be.
A bit more information would be nice.
What happened between you?
I respect his privacy too much to go into the details. If he wishes to tell you what happened, that is his prerogative.
Okay then, well I guess we have to go there anyway, so we might as well do that on the way.
What exactly do you want me to tell him?
Appeal to his sense of honor. Remind him of his position as a general. If you can convince him to stop spreading lies about me, I would be very grateful. Now I must ask you to take your leave. I have many clients waiting to see me.
Well then, enjoy yourself, I guess. Yeah, that's basically it for this episode. Again, we had lots and lots of conversations. I am slowly but steadily itching for some action. I assume you are as well, and that is why we make our way down to the wards now. I'll just quickly fast forward a bit, because there's not much happening on the way. You might remember that barkeeper in, I think it was episode 5, who told us that the wards were livelier and deadlier than the Presidium. I think that sounds about right for us now. So before we actually go down to the wards, you can see the Hanner in the back here, who's arguing with a CSEC officer whose text you can see on screen right now. That is another nice little side quest, which we'll save for later though. For now, that's another keeper scanned, and then we can go down. I'll now leave you to what is being said in the elevator, and say thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.
In light of the recent attack on Eden Prime, many colonial investors are pulling their support for future projects. Proponents of expanded human colonization insist that Eden Prime was an isolated case. Nevertheless, colonist enrollment has dropped sharply. Many colonial proposals are on hold until backers have some reassurance that human colonies will be adequately protected.